today, the second day of Rosh Chodesh, first day of the month of Iyar. Iyar Ani Hashem Roifecha, may it bring healing, security, safety to everyone and each and everyone who needs the healing, and obviously safety, security for our dear brothers and sisters in Eretz Yisrael, the release of the hostages and the release of all of us who are hostages in this exile. Tonight, second day of Iyar, will be the Yom Holedes, the birthday of the Rebbe Marash. Do you have any idea what his children, two little boys, 4, 5 years old, 5, 6 year old, what kind of games they're playing? Children of this holy man, of this tzaddik. So I'll tell you soon after we're going together recite chapter Tehillim 124, Shir Amalis LeDavid. Lule Adonai shoyer lanu yemanu Yisrael, Lule Adonai shoyer lanu bekum aleinu Adam, azay chayim b'la'unu b'charuis ha'pom bona azay mayim shtefunu, nach la'over al'avshena azay over al'avshena mayim azidonim, Baruch Adonai Sheloinu Sanonu Teref L'Shuleim Nashenu K'tzipo Nimleto Epach Yekshim Apach Nishbar V'Anachnu Nimlotnu Ezreinu B'Shem Adonai Oisei Shomayim V'Oretz. Let us give some tzedakah, which this will hasten the imminent redemption. So, back to my two little boys playing a game. So the Rebbe Marash, Reb Shmuel, two children, Reb Zalman Aaron called the Rezor, and Reb Shalom Ber the Rashab. Not exactly what age they were. The Rezor was older than the Rebbe Rashab, and they decided to play Rebbe and Chassid. Who is going to be the Rebbe and who is going to be his Chassid? The Rezor, being older, is the one who is the Rebbe. He gets dressed himself, puts on a hat, a jacket, a gartel, and he's going to welcome his younger brother into Yechidus, which is a private audience with the Rebbe. The Rashab comes into his brother's Yechidus room, and he asks him a question about some spiritual matter. And the Rezor gave him an answer. Tells him, the Rashab, you will never be a Rebbe, and your answer, your advice is useless. Why? Because you gave it without any krechts. I asked you a serious personal question, and you gave me an off-the-cuff without even putting in some personal feelings, some passion into it. A Rebbe who has no passion, who has no feeling towards his Chassidim, cannot be a Rebbe. And indeed, eventually, after the passing of the Rebbe Marash, the younger brother, the Rebbe Rashab, became Rebbe. Why am I sharing this story today? Is because I think this explains a question on the Torah portion of this week. We learn about the laws of what we call leprosy. If a person has been afflicted with a leprosy on the skin or parts of the body, actually it's not leprosy, because leprosy is a physical sickness. This is more of a spiritual discoloration of the skin resulting from lashon hara, from speaking ill and evil about somebody else. So the Torah says there's all kinds of ways of looking at it, the coloring, the discoloring, this way, that way. I'm not going to go into the details, but here is an interesting thing. What are you supposed to do if you notice on your body this discoloration, this skin defect? V'huva ala kohen, you have to come to the kohen. And the kohen will analyze it and deem it tahor or tameh. Is it considered a sickness? Is it considered impure? And then he has to be leaving the community for 7 days, and after 7 days, checked again by the kohen, and if it disappeared, could come back into the community. In other words, it's a result of being antisocial, so to say, by talking bad about other people. But why coming to the kohen? And interesting, if the kohen does not know the halacha, he's not so familiar with it, and there is another Jew, a rabbi who is very familiar, the rabbi will look at it, and he will tell the kohen to say, Tomei or Toher. Why? Why does it have to be the Kohen? As long as somebody who knows the laws, who knows how to analyze it. But the answer is like this. A Kohen is called the Isha Chesed. A Kohen is a person of kindness. When he blesses the community on Yontev or in Sephardic communities every day in Jerusalem and so on, he has to say the blessing, HaMevorech es Am Yisrael ba'ahava, the one who blesses the community with love. A Kohen is one who expresses love to everybody. Only someone who has a real deep feeling of love to the other is permitted to proclaim another person Tomei. If he doesn't do it with feeling, with passion, with love, disqualified for this process. Says the Rebbe Rashab, when you give advice to the other, feeling, love to the other, that's what brings Mashiach.